My name is Mrs. Kwado Ogidi, and this is my channel. I would love you to share, like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends. Make sure to follow this page. And for today, I would like us to talk about what are the things you ought to consider before saying yes, I do. The first thing is, do you have a spiritual authority over your life? Does your partner, intending partner to be, does he or she have a spiritual authority over their lives? It may be within the same environment or outside the environment, but make sure you have a spiritual authority that you can communicate with, you can talk to, you could have access to as they grant you the opportunity. The second thing I would like you to consider is you must settle your misunderstandings privately. You see, most times we allow situations to make us behave in an unruly manner, but when you begin to settle your issues mutually together in private, you talk better. It's more effective. It's an effective way of communicating how you feel about a situation, how you're displeased with something and how you can make things better, and when you realize that maybe the male or the female, the man or the woman is the one at fault, just quickly apologize. But when you begin to express yourself, you're so angry in public, you don't get the best of what you intend. It could be correction or communication of what the challenge is. You don't get the best of it. So the other thing I would like you to also pay attention is love is patient. Your partner may be dealing with other kinds of challenges. They may be dealing with probably issues you may not know. Be patient with them. You grow in love, you become better, especially when you're communicating properly, when you're understanding each other properly, you grow in love. So be patient with your partner. It may be the will of God, it may be God's desire that both of you should settle, but it may be the will of God for you to get married and have a blissful union. Love is patient. Be patient with the man God has given you. Be patient with the woman God has given you. And by the grace of God, you're going to do so well. The next thing I would like us to talk about is forgiveness. It is very difficult for people to forgive, especially when you love the person so much. You feel like they deliberately did this to you. You feel like it's intentional. No, if she truly loves me, she shouldn't have said that, she shouldn't have done that. But can you just take a pause? Just let it go. Just forgive. And when they come to you, don't begin, oh, no, 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 no. You did this deliberately. We're not going to settle on marriage again. I'm calling it off. Before you think about calling it off and all of that, can you just let go? Can you just forgive? Can you just say, I let you go. I love you so well. I know you didn't do this deliberately. I know this was not intentional, and I forgive you. The next point I'd like us to talk about is the marital bed should be kept undefiled. The marital bed ought to be kept undefiled. You cannot love by breaking the principles of God. You cannot show your partner love by displeasing God to please their feelings or to please their emotions or to do things that their bodies feel good about. Remember that your body is a temple of the Holy Spirit. It is not your own. God has given you that life, and He has given you that feeling of love for you. It's been given to you, but it's not meant to be a tool of disobedience to God. So watch it. Your bed should be undefiled. Watch your communication, set your boundaries, and I believe the good Lord will help you. Another thing you ought to consider is that your roles in marriage. The man The Bible has clearly said the man, the head over the home is the man. So women ought to submit. Women, you ought to be subject to your own husband, meaning you'll be willing to submit to them, to be able to submit everything, talk to them about everything, seek their opinion. You could talk together, it's mutual, but understand that he's the head over your life. He's the person that God has given to give you even directions in the home. So you have to understand that submission is key. You must submit to your own husband. If not, you'll be working against scriptures. And as believers, we ought to be subject to our own husbands. And for the men, you ought to love your wives like Christ loved the church, and he gave his only begotten son for the church and for everyone. So men ought to love their wives unconditionally. If this video has blessed you, kindly share to your friends. Thank you. Bye for now.